What up, my boys? Welcome back to FenCrazyThing 9. We are officially at the halfway point in this tournament. Having only 6 participants, it turned out to be a rather small tournament. All in all, only 10 matches, and we have already finished 5 of those matches, which means there's 5 more to go. One AI has been eliminated, that was Brightspark yesterday. Today, another one will be eliminated in the second lower bracket match between Default versus GamesGod. Now, I'm not gonna waste too much time before going into the match, and I'll talk some more during the match, I would assume, because I expect this to be not too eventful. The settings, I've already got them set up. Default AI versus GamesGod, both play random Civ. The first game, as always, a 1v1 on FenCrazy. And we have Sicilians for Default. Now, why do I expect this match to not be too eventful? For one, it's the first seed versus the last seed. GamesGod is maybe the one AI in this field that's weaker than the others. I don't expect it to put up too much of a fight here against Default. Of course, anything can happen, and there are some bugs in Default that can decide the game. We saw it critically bug even once this tournament, which is not something that should happen very often, but it did happen. And on this FenCrazy, we have a 1TC start with 1 scout, and some of these sheeps have 30,000 food. Once again, a FenCrazyThing classic. An unlimited food source, or just about unlimited. What? Marco Polo. And we have some fish here as well. Quite a lot of water, not that much fish. But there is fish, if these guys want to take advantage of it. They are quite capable of it, that's for sure. And they're pretty close together as well. Let's look at the other resources. There's stone. And a bit more than usual stone. The boars also have a ton of food. So if they go for the boars, they'll have even more and even faster food income than from the sheep. But the sheep themselves could last them for all game. And with the boars on top of that, they might not need any farms if they decide that they don't need it. GamesGod already built a mill first. Classic mill first build order. Illuminati does that as well. Default, on the other hand, going for the lumber camp first. And it definitely does not need a mill yet. Might never need a mill with that much food. And it's finding more of them. If anything, it could get quite clustered under the TC with that many animals that will never run out, or almost never run out. You see the boar, also almost 5,000 food. Looks like Default is about to find GamesGod here. And GamesGod Scout is also gonna find Default. They know where the other one is. So far, no dock yet. And GamesGod loses its Scout under Default's TC. I don't know if it did that on purpose, if it tried to lame or go for something there, but it just got shot down. And it did try to attack a villager. Did it try to snipe that villager because it was weak from the boar lure? I don't think so. But either way, it attacked the villager and it lost its scout. Now today I will most likely do more than one match. I expect this one to be rather uneventful, like I said. And we'll see. After this one, I'll most likely do the upper bracket final as well. That would be Naga versus Tribal. And I don't know how long I want to take it. Maybe I'll even do a third match with the lower bracket Illuminati versus the winner of this one. We'll see. I just feel like streaming longer today. Partly because on the weekend, I won't do any streams on the weekend. I'll do an acid trip, you know how it goes. And I kind of want to get this tournament finished because I want to prepare my own AI Illuminati for the next tournament, which is the Variety Cup. Still got some things to implement before it can play that. And it's kind of awkward if I have to update my own AI and either roll back my version or publish a new one that's untested every time Illuminati plays in this tournament. So this shouldn't take much longer. Okay, Default also running into the TC of GamesGod, but retreating, not losing its scout, unlike GamesGod. And as you saw here, Default did also decide to add a dock and some fishing ships, 2 fishing ships, a third in the queue, but looks like a slower fuel age time. We know that Default is a very boomy AI. GamesGod, on the other hand, is up on 18 villagers to the fuel age. Did it idle TC? Yeah, I don't think, well, not a lot at least, maybe a little bit.
Greeting?
It did get loom, but it also wants the 18 villager fuel age. I mean, they did have a lot of food in Dark Age with the sheep, and now it starts farming, okay. And a tower right in the middle between the bases of the 2 AIs from GamesGod. Well, losing some sheep, sure. A boon for Default if GamesGod doesn't steal them back. It looks like GamesGod will get them back. But either way, they have more than enough food, then they should know what to do with anyway. And the golds, I did not look at them, but there seems to be less gold. Less gold than normal. Only 4 tiles on the main gold, and 3 tiles with less gold than normal on the extra golds. And there is neutral gold quite far away, and that is almost nothing. Like, look at that, 73. So little gold on the map, a bit more stone than usual, and unlimited food. GamesGod is also going for its own dock. Cannot afford any fishing ships as of yet. And Default is rushing down the tower from GamesGod because of how close these players are. I guess that was supposed to be a defensive tower from GamesGod. It is right between these 2 players. And Default took notice of it, wouldn't have none of it. Batters down the tower with almost all of its economy here and builds its own tower in its place. The Sicilians, of course, and it is in feudal age already. It could have built the dungeon earlier. You can now build the dungeon in Dark Age, so your build order is not delayed. Now, Default's tower is here. GamesGod lost its tower, and GamesGod went up to feudal age very fast, but did not even build a barracks. Oh, it wants to play this like a water map. It has a galley out, it's building a fire galley, no fishing ships whatsoever. It's going for military ships. That is not a good call on this map. There's not that much fish to fight for, and being that open and that close to each other, land play is what's called for. So already not looking good for GamesGod. I honestly don't expect GamesGod to win a game here. But anything can happen. You know it's possible for Default to still critically bug. If the next game, for example, is a land nomad start, we already saw that Default somehow forgot how to play that. And would critically bug on that. So maybe still a chance for GamesGod, but in this game, not looking too good. Default, on the other hand, I'm surprised, being Sicilians, that it still insisted on building a barracks. You know, you don't need that. You're Sicilians. The dungeon is enough prerequisite to build the archery range, and the dungeon can also train these spearmen here. At least GamesGod has found the fish from Default, and will take them out. No water defense from Default. Default just making a couple of spearmen on land. A lot of spearmen, actually. It keeps making spearmen, quite a lot of them. And is a second barracks even? Like, you build an archery range for nothing. You're not using your dungeon, and you're building 2 barracks and just making spearmen. That is a... I don't know what that is, or why it is, or why you're doing it. And GamesGod does not like these forward buildings here. Then do some villagers to attack those as well, and that aggroed the spearmen from Default. But now they're running into the TC and running back, wisely retreating. Default has lost all of its fish to the water play from GamesGod. And is GamesGod making more military ships? It definitely does not need them, but it does make more. Still has no fishing ships of its own, but it keeps making more fire galleys, even though there's no commitment whatsoever on the water from Default. It just made 3 fishing ships, it lost them already. And now there's nothing more to do on water, but GamesGod keeps adding more. And GamesGod has managed to kick that to Castle Age. I mean, obviously it's not that hard with that much food. Default, still not up to Castle Age. Why are you not up to... Oh, you need a second building, but you make a third barracks! Fourth barracks, Default! Why? You need 2 buildings to go up to the Castle Age. Right now you only have an archery range. You have no blacksmith. Excuse me. No stable, no market. You have more than enough resources to go up. Finally the market. But why the 4 barracks? You did not need a single barracks. You didn't need a single one. You made 4 barracks. Default. I don't know why. Why is that? Default lost its stock. Okay, whatever. But the 4 barracks, that is something I cannot explain. Like, what's happening? This default AI should not be that bad at these simple early game decisions. Market is up, it should click to Castle Age. Still has a villager in the queue, blacksmith as well. But GamesGod is about to hit Castle Age itself, and maybe it has a chance to win here. And it has an archery range up, it has market blacksmith itself. It's making the archers. It does even have fletching already. And researching Botkin Arrow instantly, a pleasant surprise. GamesGod honestly performing better here than I expected. Getting to the Castle Age first. Even making another defensive tower here. And making archers that perfectly counter the spearmen from default. Botkin Arrow is in. Only 1 archery range though, so it will take quite some time to master the archers. On the other hand, still making galleys suboptimally. Like, you're not doing anything here on the water. Those galleys are not gonna range anything. I guess this is the bugged fishing ship that's exploring at cheese and toast fix. But these ships are just wasted resources, wasted population space from GamesGod. And it keeps making them. Okay, it looks like it wants to go cav archers. It is Britain's. Really. Britain's wants to make cav archers over regular archers. No, GamesGod, no. Just stick to what you know. Foot archers is what the Britons want. Not cav archers. I don't know why it made that. It is making 1 regular archers. And default is also about to reach the Castle Age on 41 villagers. GamesGod has 37. And still, it has no fishing ship. It fought for the water. It overcommitted to water. And still keeps overcommitting to water. But no fishing ships of its own. Like, why are you even fighting for this? It makes no sense here. Bad decision making from both AIs. Default is gonna lose its archery range here. I mean, these ships aren't gonna do anything else than take down the 1 of the 4 barracks. I mean, all four. If you, I don't think you're ever gonna see this, but if you are, what's with the barracks? 4 barracks as Sicilians. What is that? It isn't Castle Age, and no extra TCs yet. Needs a bit more wood, and it's going for knights. 1 knight already in. It died here. That's a bad Lammerkamp GamesGod. And no extra TCs yet. It instead opts to research the heavy plow. It does already have the Bosa, or Bozo, as Mem would call it. And it's trying to raid with knights and getting something done. Villagers stuck in the tower. In minimum range is the knight. And even these... Is that the Scouting Scout? I would expect it's the Scouting Scout. Still alive. Still causing trouble for GamesGod. And now... GamesGod even got the war galley upgrade. And it has how many ships now? 10, 11, 12... 12 military ships that are useless. Completely useless. They don't range anything other than a couple of houses here. Meanwhile, default on 2 stables. That just knights is good. That's kind of what the new Sicilians should go for. After their changes, their sergeants got nerfed to death, I would say. And their bonus damage resistance got slightly buffed again. So they should play more like a knight civ these days. And default is playing them like that. And looks like GamesGod doesn't really have much to defend here. Also, unupgraded militia, another AI classic. Default? Your units are on no attack stats. Over for a second there. Tower should go down here. GamesGod, what are you doing? What are you doing? 4 towers on the dock, huh? You really want to defend that dock, huh? Why? Just why? I don't get it. Is GamesGod adding more economy? It has a mangonel now. Second TC is up on the back wood line. And GamesGod has a knight here, which will likely die. Default going for a third TC as well. And we've got a mangonel moving over here, maybe trying to attack these ships, but it's gonna die very quickly against the fire ships, that's for sure. And the knight still attacking buildings. So that's now 3 TCs for default, 58 villagers. And rising quickly, GamesGod 48 villagers. And no military to speak of other than the warships, which aren't doing anything. And nothing on land to defend. Still taking the sheep, of course, because it can. Default built a lot more farms than it needs. And you see it's still taking the animals, and it will do so for a long time, because these sheep are inexhaustible. Another cavalry archer from GamesGod. Default keeps making some knights and keeps running into the TC with them, I guess. But overall, this game is quite significantly in default's advantage. Oh, you missed the start, Randy. The sheep have 30,000 food. Inexhaustible. Yeah, it's a FenCrazy classic. Massive resources. And the boars also had 5,000, but you don't really need them if you have that much on the sheep. I'm actually gonna speed up the game now because it looks decisively in default's favor. And oftentimes these AI games, as I'm sure you're aware, they are decided long before they actually end. And then it's just quite some time where the games aren't that interesting anymore after they're decided, that's for sure. So I'm gonna try to use the speed up feature, the debug speeds, I'm on 4 times right now, a bit more liberally. Just so the games don't take too long of wasted time. And also, of course, because today I want to get some more matches in, not just this one. Because like I said, this one should be very one-sided. Like we're already seeing in this 1v1. GamesGod just overcommitted into the water. I guess it really wants to... If it detects water, I guess it wants to play it like a full water map. This is not a full water map. This is more of a land map than it is a water map. 4th TC even from default in the front. Classic. Is it even building it? Yeah, it got up. And yeah, a lot of GamesGod's economy is now idle under the TC. It's still on 49 villagers. Default more than double on 110 now. And it shouldn't take much longer until this game is over. Default aging up to imp. And spamming my chat. Default. Why so much debug chat in the default AI? That shouldn't have any debug chat. Come on, that shouldn't have any debug chat. Why does it? It's a fucking default AI. Skirmishers with all cast edge upgrades. Throwing themselves into the otherwise useless ships from GamesGod. Just delaying the inevitable at this point. GamesGod never added another TC and kept making towers. It has 5 towers on its dock. I mean, I guess it does have 2 fishing ships, one of which, of course, is bugged, as always. But these towers here are in a useless position otherwise. And I guess it's making some knights. And skirmishers as well from the Britons, but right now default stopped attacking because it lost all of its army to the ships for no reason whatsoever. And GamesGod has some skirmishers in the front, but they're not doing anything. Switching into sergeants now is default with the Sicilians. They're not that good, as good as they used to be, They have less pierce armor, but against skirmishers they still get the job done. And one tower here, defensive tower goes down. I mean, it's good that GamesGod liked his defensive towers, so does Illuminati, but these 5 here on the dock didn't do anything, just as the heavy water investment did not really do anything. And now default diving the TC with its infantry. It is an Imperial Age, it does not yet have the +4 armor, but it's kicking in right now. So now it should be more than enough pierce armor to dive the TC with impunity. And that spells game over. 175 pop for default, down to 53 for GamesGod. Of course, a lot of that is still on water. I actually been losing its ships here against the elite skirmishers. But it's over, and I'm surprised that GamesGod has not resigned yet. Was GamesGod one of the AIs that just has really bad resign rules and never resigns until it's like 0 pop? Because it looks that way. Elite sergeants from default. Almost fully upgraded, just missing the last attack upgrade. It did get the upgrades. And yeah. Okay, there we go. Bradsburg, no, GamesGod finally resigns on 30 population. As always, I will restart my game and update the score. That is 1 point for default. Going as expected so far. Let me restart the game and then we can set up the 4 versus 4. Yo, what up, Arandi? Have fun. I'm gonna keep recording for anyone who's gonna see it in the future, no problem. Game starting. And we're gonna set up the 4 versus 4 on a large map with 8 players. That is Team 1 versus Team 2. Of course, both of these guys play all civs, so random. And gonna have the default AIs, so these 4 slots, GamesGod down here. And Team 2, colors, as always, the way I do. And let's begin the 4 versus 4 then. Bohemians, Armenians, Shu Hindustani, some interesting civs here for default. Old civs mostly for GamesGod and the Romans. Oh, ooh, what kind of a start is this? Fortified wall arena? GamesGod? I don't know what you're saying in Russian there, but lol, I understand. But fortified walls arena and 3 castles. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I've never seen a start with 3 castles. And that's not all. We also have a Siegfried Scout, which is a hero with a 240 HP and regeneration and 13 attack. And a bit of water here. Oh, what the hell is... No, what the... What is this? No. I'm afraid I have to consider this a bugged start, because spawning inside of each other... No, that's bugged. That is bugged. I'm gonna call it a restart on this one. Sadly, I would have liked to see it play out for a start with 3 castles, but nah, that was a bugged start. 2 players starting right inside of each other, enemies, and castles ranging the TC. Cannot have that. So, let's try again. And this time, we're gonna have a start with 1 TC, no scout. So a bit more normal from what we've seen, but also water here. 3 bodies of water from what it looks like. 1 down here. 1 more in the middle and 1 in long one here. And there's fish. There is fish. Relatively normal amounts on the fish. And I'm just hoping that GamesGod will not overcommit to water like it did in the 1v1 here. We have the GamesGod on the right side. Grey in a heavy pocket position, as is Teal. And Blue very much forward. Sorry, that's default, not GamesGod. From Blue is very much forward here towards Red. And then the other GamesGods are actually on a bit of a peninsula here between the waters. So I expect GamesGod to definitely go for water here once again. And is it bugged, GamesGod here? And I'm gotta check the scouting. That was player 8, orange. Yeah, it has not found any food sources. It built a mill and it's trying to build farms. So not critically bugged. Not critically bugged. It's alright. Not scouting yet. Same thing for purple. Has some idle villagers because it didn't have enough farms to satisfy its food villagers. At least yellow is scouting and they should really be... Oh no, yellow is moving over here because it's trying to build a lumber camp. Not good, not good. So, looks like... I don't know if it should be scouting with villagers, GamesGod. I hope it does. Other than if it does, if it's supposed to, then it's just a DE bug striking once again with the civilian explorers not working in the early game. Otherwise, it's an oversight and a missing feature. And quite bad for GamesGod. The berries have a bit more food. Turkeys have also quite a bit more, over 800, but not 30,000 like last game. And actually, yeah, gathering these sheep on the mill instead of the TC. Boar has half the food that it usually does. I should think the defaults had a better start. Finding more of its food sources, and you can see they are scouting with the villager. Blue is, the green is. Teal I don't see, but grey is also scouting with the villager, as they should. And what was this one doing here? Got some villagers moving back and forth. Of course, yellow built a lumber camp here on orange's base, which is a terrible lumber camp. Might be a DOC bug with a bad lumber camp placement. Definitely a bug that should be fixed, because this lumber camp is way too far away. It's gonna cause so much idle time, it's not even funny. And you know what, I'm actually gonna speed this game up as well, because I don't really think there's much of a chance here for GamesGod. Let's check the civilian population. For defaults, 20 to 21 across the board. Defaults actually some are higher, on 22 and 18, 19 for the other two. No dogs yet. And I just don't think GamesGod is aggressive enough to really take out default before it gets going. Because default is one of the boomy AIs with a strong late game. Similar to Naga, similar to Illuminati. And GamesGod is not strong enough on the offense to do decisive damage early on to really swing the game its direction before default is fully boomed. So especially in the big team games, the 4v4s. Default is just too hard to kill for GamesGod to really have a chance here. And overall, GamesGod is just not that good of an AI. Looks like a bit of an accidental wall-off here with the gold mines. They don't have excessive amount of gold though. Rather do the extras, there's stone on the map as well. That's not always a given. We have one defensive tower from GamesGod here. From red, which is the flank. Yellow also building a defensive tower, and maybe orange is not yet in fuel age. Okay, we've got dogs from teal, from grey, and from blue. So 3 of the defaults have docked and are going for fishing ships once again. And even a trade cock, okay. Yeah, unfortunate dock placing. It dock blocked itself in here. And these two fishing ships and this trade cock, which I have no idea why you would make a trade cock this early in the game. But they are stuck behind the dock. You dock blocked yourself, default. And they're already slinging each other? I mean, come on. They have markets, sure. They already want to trade so heavily. Okay, I guess Teal is the first one to reach Castle Age. And they're slinging each other like crazy. God damn. Default. So booming as expected. Who else was up to Castle Age? That was green. Also booming as expected. 3 TCs. And already building additional markets for trade. If it already wants to trade, that's something I guess default does. Trading extremely early. I mean, if you consider yourself not under any threat, I guess maybe you could justify it. Still way too early. And GamesGod has a bunch of archers here, with fletching as well. And they seem to be controlled as a group. Maybe DOC, maybe it's just attack group SMs. I'm not sure about that, how it controls its units. But not finding much damage here. Maybe some. But only on blue, and it's only red attacking. Other than that, yellow. Yellow is up to Castle Age. Purple is not. Purple is making scouts and not using them. And orange is it making any military? Is it also making scouts? It has a stable I saw, but it has 10 non-villager units. It must have scouts somewhere. I'm just not seeing them. And yeah, GamesGods are also trading extremely early. Oh, yellow also made archers and they're also stuck at home not doing anything. Just like purple scouts. I don't know where orange's army is. I do not see it. Maybe it's just trade, I hope not. Oh, orange scouts are actually on the attack, together with red. So all of the GamesGods are going for army, but only 2 of them have decided to attack, or managed to attack, attacking blue. So blue is probably hamstrung. And never got up to Castle Age, and is unable to defend here against these now Castle Age crossbows. And the orange scouts on top of it. It's losing a lot of villagers. The rest are idle, and now yellow's villagers have also arrived. So blue is pretty much dead, honestly. Okay, maybe a chance for GamesGod. For the GamesGod, even more villager kills here. Blue down to 27 villagers and losing more. But of course, both of these AIs are trading extremely early, prematurely. And the trade lines, GamesGods goes to about here. From here. And default's trade line from here, also not ideal. Only to over here. Did not detect that it can build markets back here. And still... Oh! We already have fully upgraded. Not quite, but Imperial Age champions from the Goths, from Teal. The Super Pocket, not the Super Pocket. The Super Pocket from default. With monks, Goth monks, and Goth champions. Do Goths even get... It's not that many monks, so maybe they're just to heal. I'm not sure if Goths even get block printing. If not, then they're definitely not a monk civ. And Grey now also coming in with Spearman upgraded. And Grey? Why is Grey stuck in Feudal Age? Let me investigate. Okay, it is up to Castle Age. And it's made a ton of trade and a lot of Feudal Age units. And is that a Dromon? A Dromon from Teal. So we saw ships from some of the defaults. And on this map, interestingly enough, no docks from GamesGod. Unlike the 1v1. But yeah, blue has been relieved. It is hamstrung, of course, but now the GamesGods, yeah, are on the defensive. Default on the attack. with Imperial Age units, champions from the Goths, quite easily spammable. Backed up by grey units, where the green's coming in with onagers. So green's army is okay, and elite Mamelukes even. Elite Mamelukes from the Saracens and onagers. Forward castle as well from green, and teal also building some trebuchets to help in sieging down the GamesGods. And yeah, red has nothing more to defend here. It's run very quickly because the GamesGods, they just okay. One of them has boomed. That's yellow, is fully boomed. The others are at 85 villagers. Defaults. Oh, interestingly enough, so blue is the one that was attacked, but grey is quite far behind for some reason as well. But it doesn't matter because teal seems to be hard carrying, as is green, with their good boom and their Imperial Age units. That's Goth champions and Saracen Mamelukes, and even onagers. And siege. GamesGod has scorpions here, and mangonels trying to defend from the back. And the lone Roman from teal also looking for targets along the coastline. And grey, that's the Heiguan cavalry from the Wu. Okay. It knows how to make that unit, that's good. It knows how to play the DLC. But none of the GamesGods aren't Imperial Age yet. Unlike purple, unlike blue, unlike green and teal, sorry. And now red is about dead. And there's even a small land bridge here, which teal is using to attack with elite Huskarls now, and a few battering rams as well. And these archers, Imperial Age archers, still in defense from purple. Not enough to defend against Imperial Age units, especially not against elite Huskarls and skirmishers, which are not fully up. Okay, they're Frankish skirmishers, so they can't. I don't think they get bracer, but they do get chemistry, which they have not. Yeah, there are sometimes these kind of horseshoe maps. I've seen them quite often in FenCrazy. Now that you say it, Leif Erikson, where there's like water like this, like I don't know what the map's called, but there's maps like that as well. And with this tight choke point, we saw one of them yesterday in the 4v4 between Illuminati and Bradsburg. It was a map like that, but this time it's not quite that, but it's a bit different map with 3 different bodies of water. Anyway, this game should not take much longer. GamesGod here. Red has been taken out. As you notice, I'm on 4 times speed. You can get this one over with. A lot of defensive towers again from yellow. Did yellow get the unique tech? The what's it called? Yasima. It does have Yasima. Okay, so defensive towers with the upgrade, but no Bodkin arrow. Oh, it does have, yeah, with Bodkin arrow, but no bracer. Not an Imperial Age. None of the GamesGods have even made it to Imperial Age at 48 minutes. Meanwhile, defaults have been there for some time. At least teal and green have. They're still attacking with a lot of siege, lots of trebuchets. And bomber cannons now as well. Here comes teal mostly, and grey also up to Imperial Age with Grace to Franks, so they're going for Cavaliers. Full upgrades, no Paladin yet. No Paladin in the queue either. Devotion upgrade, interesting. This game's gonna even have any monks, I'm not sure. Also going for Onagers. Default seems like it's Onagers. But yeah, with this much siege, the GamesGods are going down very quickly, even with defensive towers not doing anything. And there's the first resign from red. Sorry, I switched to the player that just resigned.
Food, please.
This game is about over. But yes, we're gonna see more matches today, at least one more. I wanted to get this one over with quickly because I didn't expect any surprises here. We didn't see any surprises. So we're gonna have another one after this. Maybe even two. We'll see.
Wood, please.
GamesGod, like Brightspark, not being able to win a single map, a single game in this tournament. At least for GamesGod it was somewhat expected, being the weakest of the eyes in the field, also the lowest seed. Default was the number 1 seed, but it did lose its first match against Naga.
Wood, please.
Yeah. This one here, I don't even know who that was. Purple has also been taken out. Yellow's getting pushed. Orange still somewhat attacked, but also now it's on attack as well. Still in Castle Age units. Never got up to Pure Age. Yellow was the one GamesGod that did get up to Pure Age. But also down to... No. Which one's yellow? Here, come over here. 120 pop, also going down. Most of its economy idle right here. 60 villages under that TC. Siege Onega from default. Elite Mamelukes fully upgraded, Camels fully upgraded. And hand cannon as well. Yellow dead, and the GamesGods have not resigned yet. I guess Orange is still somewhat intact on 160 population, but it won't be much longer until it gets taken out. There it goes, Yellow with the resigned, Purple still not resigned. Curiously, Purple still has 30 population. Okay, it actually tried to rebuild back here with the TC in the back of the map and another tower in the university for some reason, but not gonna do anything. The game's over. And Orange... Now, Orange has no TCs anymore. Dropping pop. You can resign, GamesGod. You can resign. Down to 10 population. Purple down to 8, and they have not yet resigned. So, well, I guess I have to end the game manually if they don't. I don't even taunt 105. Nobody understands that. Taunt AIs should not understand taunts either. Taunts are for humans. There we go. There, now they have resigned of their own volition. I did not need to do anything. But yeah, game one-sided as expected. Just default with the strong boom. Blue was under attack. Some of the Brightsparks... I keep saying Brightspark. Why am I doing that? Habit from yesterday, maybe. GamesGods did attack. Blue almost died, but just wasn't enough to halt the boom from the other defaults. And that was GG. Which means 2-0 for default, as you would expect from Seed 1 versus Seed 6. I'm gonna update the brackets and restart my game. And we're gonna see the next match. First, let's take a look at the brackets. Where are we at now? That was default winning decisively as was expected versus the GamesGod. That is now GamesGod, the second AI, eliminated here. I guess I can enter them in as well in the placings. Brightspark was eliminated yesterday. GamesGod eliminated as well, both in 5th to 6th, so last place. Default will move on to face Illuminati in the next round of the lower bracket.